Americans may not be aware of this, but both the governments of Iraq and Syria are effectively kicking us out of their countries. Remember, our presence in Syria has always been illegal under international law, which we, of course, treat with complete contempt. But now it's become very, very clear that if we don't get out of both Syria and Iraq, all of our troops in those areas will be under very severe threat. People don't understand that the weapons used against us to this point are really rather modest and tend on the whole to be weapons that have been around for some time. The newest capabilities have not yet been employed against us, and there has not been universal agreement among the Arabs to attack us. That's building, and right now Syria and Iraq want to get rid of us. I predict that we will soon witness a break in relations with both Egypt and Jordan. Both of those countries are sick of what's happening in Gaza, and they are frustrated with our failure to rein in the Israelis, which, as I said before, we will not do. When that occurs, it's going to be very difficult for Americans in Egypt and Jordan, and I predict ultimately in Saudi Arabia, to stay there. And I think we'll be booted. So we will have effectively alienated the entire region against us. And I don't see any return to the previous normalcy that we've enjoyed. Remember, both Biden and Netanyahu will tell you, and I'm very confident in this, don't worry about the Muslims. They've never united. They're always divided. They're always fragmented. They can't do anything. We can dominate them. Privately, I'm sure that's what they think. But as I've tried to tell people, things are changing, and they've changed in the region. The states are not what they were. Egypt had 40 million people living in it in 1973. Today, there are 100 million. If the Egyptian government fails to act to protect people on the border with Gaza, if they sit there and allow the Israelis to take over that border and attack the Arabs that live there, however many differences they may have with the Palestinians that live in Gaza, that government in Egypt will not last. It'll be removed. And the same thing is true in Jordan. There are millions of Palestinians living in Jordan watching what's happening both in Gaza and the West Bank. It's a different ballgame now. And unfortunately, as is the case with most senior military and political leaders, they don't get it.